Hi everyone, I am Avdesh God. In this video, we will learn about forecasting in Tableau, how to create the forecast, along with various forecasting options available in Tableau. We will also describe this forecast to have an in-depth discussion on the same. Well, let's get started. Forecasting is another statistical technique utilized to predict the future values with the help of available historic data values. Let us learn more about forecasting and how to implement the same in Tableau. But before that, let us build a quick view. Remember, forecasting predicts the future values based on the historic ones. So in order to implement the forecast in Tableau, we need at least a date and a measure. From the data pane, using the control key, select order date from dimensions and profits out there from the measures. Go to Show Me and select the line chart. Tableau will plot the same for us, and over here, the default level of aggregation of the order date is at a year level. Let us drill it down from the column shelf using this plus sign till we reach the quarterly level. In order to create the forecast, we need to move to the Analytics pane available right to the Data pane. Over here, we can see the forecast option available under the model. Let us drop the same over the visual. Doing so, Tableau will provide us with a single option of adding the forecast. Let us drop it here. The forecast is now available in the view. If we have a look at the forecast marks card available on the top right, then we can see that the line in the dark blue shade is representing the actual values or even the historic values, whereas the line in the light blue shade is representing the estimates or indeed the forecast data points. This light blue line over here is in fact representing the estimated profits in future based on the historic profit values, which is being represented by the dark blue line. Moreover, we also have a prediction interval along with this light blue line as well, which is represented by this light blue shaded region. We'll get to know more about this prediction interval while discussing the forecasting options. If we talk about the backend model that is utilized to create the forecast, then Tableau uses the exponential smoothing to generate these predicted values and the forecasting intervals based on the historic data points represented by this dark blue line. Although this model selection to generate the forecast is automatic in nature, but we can certainly make some choices to tweak this prediction. To do so, right-click on the view, select Forecast, and go to Forecast Options. Tableau will open up the Forecast option dialog box for us. On the very top, we have got the forecast length options, which indeed are utilized to set the period or the duration for which we want to have these predicted future values available in our view. First of all, we have got an automatic option for this, which is currently selected. Thereafter, we have an option to explicitly specify a certain duration of time for which we want the forecast values to be available. Let us select this, which explicitly specifies that we need forecasting values for the next 1 year from the last data point. And if you notice, we have got the changes available out there in the background as well. The last data point of the actual value is ending at 2020 Q2, and from that, if we have exact 1 year, we'll end up till 2021 Q2, till which this forecast is being defined. At the end, we also have an option which utilizes the until keyword. Well, this means to show the forecast till the end of the latest year in this dataset. Let us select it for the time being. As of now, we have selected until 1 year, and that's why we can see the predicted value till the end of 2020, that is till Q4 2020. Let us increase the year and make it until 2 years. This will make the forecast to extend till 2021 Q4, which is the end of the second year from 2020 Q4. Let us move it back to automatic. After that, we have some options to tweak the source data. We can change the aggregation of the data source values to any other level of aggregation or to any other level of detail available in this dropdown. We do have an aggregation at years, quarters, months, weeks, and even at days, hours, minutes, till seconds. Followed by this, we have an option to ignore some amount of preceding data values based on the date selected or the duration selected in this particular selection. Changing this duration will not consider the data values from that duration to calculate the forecast. This option can certainly be utilized when a portion of relevant data is missing. After that, we have a checkbox to fill all the missing values with 0. We can check it up if our requirements allow us to do so. Finally, we can tweak some of the forecast model options, which can be either automatic with seasonality, and finally, custom. Changing it to custom brings us two further options, that is trend and season. Both of these can be set to these three values, that is none, additive, and multiplicative. We should only change the forecast model to custom if we have certain special reasons to do so. Otherwise, automatic serves the purpose quite well. Final option is to select the prediction interval, which is showed up by the light blue shading in the view. With the current selection, this shows up the prediction values with a 95% confidence. That is, the model is telling us that there is only a 5% chance that the actual value in future will lie beyond this prediction interval. The more precise we set this confidence interval, the wider the band will become. We can also uncheck this if we do not want to see the prediction interval at all. Let us check this and close the dialog box for the time being. Not only this, but if we want to get the further details on this forecast, we can get the same as well. All you need to do is right click on the view, select forecast, but this time we need to select the describe forecast option. Tableau will open up the describe forecast dialog box for us. On the very top, we have got the details on time series, that is the level of detail at which the data points are aggregated. In this case, we have the aggregation at a quarterly level. We have also got the details on the measures used along with the forecast period that we have defined in the forecast options, which is 5 quarters ranging from Q4 2020 to Q4 2021. This is followed by the historic duration based on which this forecast is actually calculated, that is from 2017 Q1 to 2020 Q3. Finally, we have the ignore last and seasonal pattern details, which is 4-quarter cycle in the current case. At the very end, we have a table defining the seasonal effect, contribution of trend and season, and the quality of model as well, which is good in this case. We can copy all these details by utilizing copy to clipboard option. The second tab over here is to provide further details on the model used to create this forecast. It contains specific details on the model, quality metrics, and the smoothing coefficients. Well, there is no option to manually set the quality metrics and the smoothing coefficients. In this section, we learned about the trend lines and how to implement the same in Tableau. You are now aware of